Shalom, Shalom, call halal, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. That's giving all praise to the Most High, in the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders, and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Real quick, I want to go into this video that you've seen on the screen, concerning what's going on over there in Kenya. All right, where the government tried to hike taxes, and the people went out into the streets, and they stormed the Parliament building, and then eventually the government said that they wasn't going to pass the bill because of the people was upset. All right, the people was lashing out. Look at all these people right here. All right, but let me play one more video before I get deeper into it. Double honors to our teachers, elders, and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us the truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations, hopefully scattered abroad. My name is Ibar from the Prophets in Babylon camp down here in Tampa, Florida. And this is going to be a response to the brother Works of Faith. This is the brother Amawana in the camp. Shalom, YAHAWASHI, to that brother. And subscribe to the brother channel. All right, subscribe to the brother channel. His channel is right here. It says, breaking, Kenya on boil as anti-tax protesters fight authorities for tax hikes increase. All right, and this is the brother's channel right here, Works of Faith. Go subscribe. Brother in the channel, beloved brother. Let's play it.
We are following breaking news out of Kenya. A demonstration by people angry over planned tax hikes has turned deadly. Look at this video. Protesters have breached the Parliament building and smoke has been billowing from its windows. 5 people are reported dead, dozens injured. CNN crews have witnessed police firing live rounds at the protesters in the streets.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm here to address you. You must go. Ruto must go. Kwapa.
In Nairobi, in Kenya, the city is reeling from a day of chaos and violence. Protesters have been clashing with police. The protesters are angry over proposed tax increases and the rising cost of living under President William Ruto. Earlier, demonstrators stormed Parliament, and things are getting worse.
Things did get out of hand today, Richard, that's for sure. These protesters had called for 7 days of rage, and today was supposed to be a day of a total shutdown. And they did succeed in shutting down Nairobi, one of Africa's busiest capitals, reduced to just violence, looting, and tear gas and water cannon. For most of the day, it felt like a war zone. And these are the residue of the police that are still left here, making sure that no protesters come back at night and try and access Parliament again, because they did get to the floor of the National Assembly earlier. They did burn a part of this. Back here is City Hall. This is the office of the governor of the Nairobi.
All right, so there you go. All right, and the brother going to go into it. You should definitely watch this video. He's going to go more into it. I'm just going to do a brief one in the spirit. Prayers edifying to the hopeful elect. But I want to start off with this right here. All right. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Jumping down, it says, verse 3, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up. And we are in the time of these nations breaking down. All right, we are in the time of these societies, these governments breaking down. All right, and then the true government is going to be built up and established on earth. It says, verse 8, it says, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. And you see how they said how it was going to be, what did they say, Salakia? 6 days of rage.
Protesters had called for 7 days of rage, and today was just come back at night of the Nairobi.
All right, and 7 is completion. All right, so they said they called for 7 days of rage, where they was, seeking to take out, their frustrations on their government. All right, for not doing for these laws that got passed. Which, let's go here. Let me check my battery. Okay, we good. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1, it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. And this is what they're doing when they decide to try to hike the taxes up. People are already poor. People are already catching hell. People already can't pay, nothing as is. So when you say you're going to hike taxes, that's bringing more hell upon people, and people are losing it. And they said how, they the brother was going into how they was trying to hike up taxes on like things like, you know, people say they need diapers, they need essential things. You want to hike up taxes on them, and people already can't afford things the way they are. And people lashed out and started, and it reminded me of Sri Lanka a couple years ago, man, where they was tearing up those government buildings and attacking those government officials. So this is a common thing on the earth now, and it's coming over here to America as well. But this is going to bring in, ultimately, more civil unrest, chaos. It says to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. And this is what these devils do. All right, passing these unrighteous decrees. It says, which is unrighteous laws. It says in the NLT, it says, what sorrow awaits the unjust judges and those who issue unfair laws. And that's all it is, man. Or they're issuing unfair laws. It says they deprive the poor of justice and deny the rights of the needy among my people. So they're depriving us of justice, man. They prey on widows and take advantage of orphans, right? They're taking advantage of the poor, all right? And you got all these rich, Edomites and whatnot. They don't get taxed, but they want to come and tax Jake. I was going into it the other day about how you got Kamala Harris came on. She had an infomercial about the campaign, and she said, "Do you know what $10 would do for the Biden and Harris administration?" But y'all just sent tens of millions, if not billions of dollars to these other countries, man. Okay, hundreds. All right, so we don't want to hear it. Okay, it ain't coming out of our pockets. We're not paying for your fucking false elections or selections as they really are. All right, going further, it says Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and then thou shalt see, and when thou seest part of the signs pass that I have told thee before. It says, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, which are seeing earthquakes, all over the place, and uproars of the people. All right? And uproars of the people in the world, and that's happening right now. So that's what you just saw in that video. People was uproaring. Okay? You had hundreds, if not thousands of people, just coming down that one street, man. Okay, to go to the Parliament building where they're passing all these unrighteous decrees, and they tore that shit up. All right, and then there's for every action there's a reaction. For every cause there's an effect. So this is going to lead, which down here in America, you do some shit like that, they're gonna come out with the damn National Guard, and they might declare martial law. Okay, and completely go Mad Max out there, man. It's going to be a lawless times that we're coming into. People are going to be taking matters into their own hands. That's what you saw in that video. It says, then shall they well understand then shall thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So this is already prophesied to happen. It says, for like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So we are witnessing the end of this place. Okay, we are beginning to see the end of this place. And with that, hey man, this is why we gotta, serve YAHAWASHI. That's why you was warned to seek out YAHAWASHI in hopes that you can be delivered from this destruction that's coming. Because hey, as it's coming, there is no stopping it, man. All right, it says, Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 14, woe to them that dwell in the world therein, and for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. And sedition, when we go into that word sedition, I got it right here. All right, I think I'm done with that. Let's go here. Sedition, it says, sedition is an overt conduct such as speech or organization that tends toward rebellion, and the scriptures talk about that about being a bit the rebels of our people. Well, these people are becoming rebels against this government. It says rebellion against the established order. Sedition often includes subversion of a constitution and incitement of discontent toward or insurrection against established authority. So they had their established authority, that was passing those laws, and them people, they said the hell with that, man. They ain't with it. Okay, they ain't with it, and what happened? They lashed out. Okay, and temporarily, that lashing out solved their problems. So you got to imagine if this is how you got to get problem solved, then but that lashing out solved that problem for them, because they just said they wasn't going to pass that bill, but they might pass it anyways, or they might do it under the table or something. It says they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And you saw that people was actually in the parliament building. All right, they ain't give a damn about the consequences. Like the brother mentioned it too. The same kind of thing happened over here, with the January 6th thing. All right, you got people that still getting locked up for that shit. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because there's going to be protests and riots and martial law in these particular cities. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. And we in the time of great tribulation, man. All right, it's going to be more chaos, more hell, more protests, more riots, more a lot of this, man. All right, so through the spirit of Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawadah, we've got the heads up. The Lord has warned us of what's to come. All right, scriptures also says a city that is a city, roughly paraphrasing, a city that is caught up in civil war cannot last. It's going to be overthrown. Let me see. Let me see if I can find that. Matter of fact, I know it's in the NLT. Let me see. Because damn, I'm thinking about it right now. It's lucky. Bear with me 1 second. It's tip of my tongue. A nation divided. Yep. That is bear with me 1 second. Right. I believe it's Mark. Yeah, Mark 3:24. Let's go into the NLT. I'm gonna grab this real quick and I'll close out. But you get the picture, man. Like I said, go watch the brother video. He did a great job on that video, man. But needless to say, we're in that time. Mark 3:24. I believe that's what it is. Yep, Mark 3:24. It says 23. It says Yahawashi called them over, and it's in the NLT. Yahawashi called them over and responded with an illustration. How can Satan cast out Satan? He asks, a kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. And, that's America. That's all these nations. They're divided, okay, by civil war, and they're going to collapse. A kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. Similarly, a family splintered by feuding will fall apart. And if Satan is divided and fights against himself, how can he stand? He will never survive. You see, he would never survive. So, this wicked society that we're living in right now is ruled by demonic people, all right, demonic individuals. And because of that, this place is going to collapse, it's going to crash, it's going to fall apart. It's not going to survive. These governments are failing. People are, bucking up against their governments every day, and they're going to start taking matters into their own hands. People going to start getting more and more violent, okay? You got this thing with this whole election thing. That's a whole joke. They just had the damn debate, which that was comical, okay? But people tired of this shit. They're like, talking about which one of the less evil. Listen, people are just gonna say fuck it. We don't want no president. And if you even make it to an election, it's gonna be already hell and chaos here already. So bringing that back, a kingdom divided by civil war will collapse, and that's what we're seeing in this world as a whole. With that being said, I'm gonna say shalom. I'm coming sure Allah, Baba, double honor, so I teach the elders and apostles, GREATMILLSTONE. Shalom.